according to John's Gospel, or as it is also called, the Gospel according to Saint John or John the Apostle. Chapter 8, verses 44 onwards of the modern translation. Jesus Christ calls the devil a liar, even the father of lies. So it happens with those tyrannical dictators who make promises, assuring people, falsely of course, that they would reduce their attacks, encouraging them to return home, yet break their promises, not merely endangering those returnees, if I may use the expression, but also endangering the world as a whole. When an individual who has been sent by the sending state, even as a diplomat, displeases the recipient state often declares that particular person to be persona non grata, or perhaps in its free translation, an undesirable person. Why should it be different in the case of a state or a member state, even of an international organization, if that particular state becomes undesirable in the eyes of those states which adhere to natural justice and equity? And why should that particular state, which acts aggressively, not be considered a membrum non grata, a non-desirable member? Alas, it is too grave a tragedy, or even too grave a tragic irony, that the same United Nations organization, which was founded as the successor of the League of Nations in order to prevent wars, have become crippled due to the so-called veto rights of one of or more of the permanent members of the Security Council of the United Nations organization. That veto right sometimes works nothing better than a cancerous cell, or a cell of cancer upon a human being's body. It cripples an international organization to function properly. Since the United Nations organization was founded in the grim light of the fact of facts that its predecessor, the League of Nations, the League of Nations in plural, failed to prevent the Second World War taking place. Then why should not another organization be founded which should have its charter based upon natural justice and equity, and without veto rights of its members or member states, which ought to have members which truly believe and adhere to natural justice and equity, and abide by the same. Too frequently in the past, even in the recent past, it is witnessed that the United Nations organization, albeit such a powerful organization, failed and fails time and time again in order to ensure the keeping of the world peace, to prevent aggressive wars, to take appropriate action in order to discourage aggressors from carrying out such aggression. I therefore raise the question upon my own mind and invite others to raise the same question upon their minds, whether the time has come for another organization succeeding the United Nations organization ought to be founded, consisting those member states and those only, which truly believe not merely in democracy, but the true democracy based upon natural justice and equity, and indeed are willing to act in defense of the innocent, even those innocent states which have often been not merely oppressed, but are brought into danger of being totally erased or at least destroyed. I thank the viewers of this live telecasting for their kind understanding, and those viewers of the video recording of the same at their convenience, while bidding all my fellow global citizens a solemn night, and wishing the innocent of my fellow citizens, even the global fellow citizens, the protection of the Almighty who created all of us, even those who are being victimized by the aggressors, even at this very moment. Thank you, and a solemn night.